About your words, they can be used against you, so please be careful what you guys state about yourselves, because words are powerful, affirmations are powerful, and things may come true even if you don't want them to.
Who's likely to get arrested? Oh my gosh, jail. Fair.
No. Well, I'm gonna have to say me, but if I was to get arrested, what would I get arrested for?
Hey guys, it's Muradi, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this breaking news that took place yesterday, where the news broke that young Philly guys is basically in a far worse predicament than we initially thought. Of course, he was facing charges. He was extradited to Perth, and then after that, he denied everything and pled not guilty. And then there was an extra charge of a different incident that he was facing in Spain, and that he needs to basically face the music when it comes to that. And now it's been announced that there are 2 more additional charges that have been added to this particular case of this woman whilst he was on tour in Australia. The YouTuber, whose real name is Andres Felipe Valencia, appeared before Perth District Court in March. He pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm, 1 of strangulation, and 4 counts of penetration without consent. If that's not foreshadowing, I don't know what is. According to court documents filed on Friday, he officially now faces 2 new counts of penetration without consent, and no plea, guys, as of right now, has been entered for them. No guilty, no not guilty plea at all. The attack is alleged to have taken place on the 28th of September. He was currently touring in Australia whilst he was facing these, and he has been on bail since October 2024 after what happened with this woman in her 20s in his hotel room. He also admitted to a reckless driving charge on the 5th of December, according to court documents, which is not going to help his case. Not only is he facing 2 additional charges and has basically been dropped from everything and his career is not recoverable, but it's also been announced that a 10-day trial is scheduled to begin, guys, on the 20th of July. Not this year, next year. So this basically means that he's going to remain on bail, going to the police stations on a weekly basis to confirm that he's still here, not able to leave Perth, trapped in Australia, awaiting for his trial for another year. Since October 2024, his life has basically changed, and now not only is this trial, but he's facing, guys, 2 additional charges of penetration without consent when it comes to this woman. That means that he must have done so much to her through a significant long period of time that the police have to assess everything, put charges on this man, and then have to go back to the drawing board, back to this woman, where more information is revealed or discovered, and then they have to add more charges. Remember, this man was extradited between states. They don't do that unless they have enough evidence and information on this man. And for the fact that he was even lucky to get bail is crazy. I genuinely believe that his peers in the industry, Chunkz and etc., have all now completely abandoned him. Chunkz himself has announced that he's coming out with his own show, his own podcast. He's left the Chunkz and Philly stuff completely, and he's doing his own podcast, which has launched, and it is doing very well alongside Beta Squad and himself. He launched that because he now knows that him and Philly can never come back together again as a duo. Him launching that, and then 2 days after, 2 more charges are announced. I bet you guys that he probably had some foresight, some information that there were more charges about to come through. Young Philly could have told him, although I imagine they're probably not allowed to communicate, or somebody must have told him that things are about to go even more left for this man, therefore launch your own stuff. I can absolutely imagine that somebody like Chunkz, or even anybody in that circle of content creation, people have probably lost money, lost deals that, you know, they did with Philly, or just even the association with Philly means that brands are looking at you sideways, not confident, don't want any of that engagement or that crowd coming under their comments, and so therefore they're just not gonna approach you, even when it comes to just approaching you to do content on your own. They just don't want to even go near you, and so people have lost the bag. And so I think content creators of his friends have not just left him, but I think from now onwards, guys, they have permanently abandoned him, knowing that this man is not going to get out from his scenario, not going to get out untouched. Of course, Philly is innocent, and until he's announced guilty, if that's going to take the place. But even if this man is innocent, you're never really innocent, unfortunately. And I feel like his brand has been scarred permanently, and he can never recover from this. He knows this, which is why he was driving recklessly in December and got extra charges. He probably was lost in his mind mentally and going through it. But I also can't imagine what this woman is going through, who is unidentifiable. We don't know who she is. But after everything that happened to her, allegedly all the marks on her body and all of these counts, I do feel sorry for her and the PTSD and trauma that she is going through. Remember, young Philly has a case, guys, in Spain, and he is going to be questioned under oath in Australia about the case in Spain. So even if this, and he busts his case for this Australian case, which now is extremely unlikely, he still has one case in Spain. And once that case in Spain wraps up, you don't think there's anything in America? You don't think there's 25 cases in the UK pending or waiting or some kind of way? 2 additional charges this man is now officially facing. That is the update that we are getting 3 to 4 months afterwards. Not a charge has been dropped. Not the woman is changing a story. Not the woman is backing down. Not somebody recanting their statements. Not this man is allowed to leave Australia. Those would have been updates where, it would have worked in young Philly's favor publicly from a PR perspective. His PR team would have room to maneuver that to help him look like, that everything's okay. The update is that this man is facing 2 additional charges from already the 6 to 7 counts that he's facing from that woman. He's cooked. His peers know he's cooked. That's why they've all completely abandoned him, and I don't blame them. So many people want Chunkz or anybody else to speak out and give statements. I don't understand why. What do you lot want them to say other than salacious content? He even announced it himself again on his own Chunkz show that he can't state anything in regards to the Philly stuff because it is an active case. That is true. Whatever they say might affect the trial, might affect the case within itself, number 1. Number 2, they don't want that energy on them. They don't want all of that on them. Number 3, they don't have charges on them. It's young Philly. So nobody needs to speak out for young Philly and either defend him or say anything. Even if they didn't defend him, they're now fake. They're not fake. Do you understand? Everybody should be able to look after themselves before anybody else. And if your friends are only industry friends, if you're somebody in the industry, that's a big problem. Do you understand? Majority of my friends are not content creators because when the going gets tough, people will leave you, and either rightly so or not rightly so, your friends are the ones that you should keep close to you that are not just your business peers. I don't think any of the content creators who have abandoned him have done anything wrong. That's what you should do. This man has been accused on 7 counts, now 2 additional, of some significant, disgusting, abusive stuff. And that should be a conversation. The fact that there's a separate case in Spain for the same stuff only adds to the credibility of this madness. I'm not saying young Philly is guilty and that, I'm not trying to put a verdict on this man, but that's basically what it's looking like. And now you've got your trial in a whole year's time. What are you going to do in that year? Are you even going to have enough money to comfortably support yourself, let alone your mother or anybody else for the next year when it comes to rent, when it comes to food, when it comes to your legal fees? This is what I'm trying to say. This is a long-term issue for young Philly, not just criminally, but also financially. That's also going to long-term affect his family and his mother even more so, because how are they going to even defend themselves? Are they going to go back to work? Because all of the brand deals have been cut off. He is not allowed to go on social media to make coin anyways. So this man is not generating any revenue or money drastically to help him, or that would weigh out all the expenditure. So he is in a big financial issue right now that is only going to go bigger for him. How is this man gonna, afford rent and everything in the next 10 years, let alone now? Also, how many years is this man gonna be facing in prison? Has anybody even thought of that? Because it definitely isn't going to be a year or 2. Australia are going to make an example out of him, which they're already doing right now. So this is a big update. And for those who are probably wondering what this even is about, I should have explained in the beginning, young Philly is a big content creator in the UK. And this whole scenario has been absolutely insane. He is officially facing 2 additional counts. And it's a wrap for him, honestly, from what I personally believe. I just feel like this is a wrap. This is why everybody has permanently abandoned him. And they're never even going to try and mention his name, say anything positive about him. They're not even trying to mention him. He is basically Voldemort. He who cannot be named. Do you understand? He who cannot be named. I don't think the content creators are wrong for abandoning him. That's what you should do in this instance, because what young Philly's been accused of is insane. And the trial is next year. Is the trial going to be televised? I don't think so, because it's in Australia. Why has he not entered a plea deal for these 2 new charges? Like, there's so many more questions. Chaos, absolute chaos. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It's just 1 click to subscribe. That's all you guys have to do. Give this video a like for the algorithm, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.